So do you think? Let's kind of switch it up a little bit. You know, you're an immigrant. I'm an immigrant as well. You know, we came in different ways. Obviously, you came through a visa, correct? I came through political persecution. You know, my father is a Cuban doctor, and Cuban doctors, if you're sent on a mission and you abandon that mission,
you're basically from the country. From Cuba.
Not only banned from the country, if he were ever to return to the country, he would be arrested and thrown in jail. You know,
so he's basically a criminal over there.
It's crazy, right? And one of the crazy things about Cubans, and we go back to it, we have such a desire to leave that country because you're literally living in an open air prison. You know, we talk about Palestine and all this stuff, right? It's literally what Cuban is, right? You have open air, but if you say anything against the government, if you do anything against the government, they'll shut you out, they'll throw away the key. Yep. I have so many family members, I have so many friends that I know where their grandparents or parents were thrown in jail for 20 years, 30 years, just for opposing the party.
For nothing.
And, you know, that's why we came to this country, you know, because we wanted freedom, number one. And number two, we want an opportunity to become something of ourselves.
100%.
Now, with that being said, we have this problem right now in the U.S. where we're seeing this wave of immigration, like we've never ever seen before, you know. And the big problem we're seeing with this immigration is it's just not. It doesn't seem like it's just economic or political. Are politically motivated. These people are not leaving because they're being prosecuted. They're coming from all over the world, including China. You know, so it's a little fishy.
Yeah.
You know, what is your opinion on that as an immigrant? Are you okay with all these people coming and there's no checks? Are you opposed to it? Do you see both sides?
Well, the way I see it is when I was doing the things to come to the United States, the papers, the things that I had to go to the embassy, sit down in front of a consultant or whatever that was, you know, and they asked me who I was, and they checked me, they checked my mom, and they knew who we were, and they allowed us to come into the country. Now, my question is, why aren't we doing this with everybody else?
Not only that, when we came into this country as well, we didn't go through a process. Again, we were escaping political persecution.
So you had
similar to somebody getting on a boat from Cuba and coming right here.
100%.
When we got to this country, my father was basically placed in a holding cell, like a jail, for like 2 or 3 weeks, just so they can do the background checks. They want to do, at least back then in 2001, they went through this whole process to make sure, you know,
we're not just letting anybody
into this puzzle.
There you go.
You know, the way I see it right now is you come in, it doesn't matter. We don't check you, no papers. Keep going.
That's the way I see it as well.
You know, and why do I see both sides? Because I understand a lot of people are coming here. They want a better life. But for the most part, it seems like back there, it's just an economic issue, and it's not so much a freedom issue as, you know, most Cubans are. Or if you're talking about like a Middle Eastern country, or if you're talking about even like Venezuela.
Yeah, everybody, let's go to America.
Basically, you know, but I don't know. It's a weird issue right now. For me, I see it on both sides. You know, obviously, you know, you want a better life. You know, you want opportunity. But these immigrants coming over here right now, it just seems like, you know, you can't obviously put 100% of the people in the same bubble. But a lot of them are just like criminals. And I mean, just look what's happening in New York, where these criminals are punching the police, assaulting them. They allow them to leave the next day. I mean, no bail, nothing.
I think New York is one of the main issues of this country, to be honest. It's just,
we went to New York for a video 3 or 4 months ago.
We went to New York and I was a little bit in shock when I saw inside the train, a station, a sign that said, "Do not hit the employees, you will be penalized." My brother, why do we have to tell people not to hit the employees?
Right, why should it have to be a sign, hey, don't assault people? That should be common sense,
that's just common sense.
And
there is no common sense in New York right now, bro.
No, there's no. I don't think there's no common sense in most of the country.
Man, it's just crazy. Well, at least I can talk about that part of the country, which is where I went to. I've been here in Miami, and Miami is a little bit more organized.
No, Miami's different. Yeah.
Like,
you know what? They want to talk crap about Florida, but
no, they cannot.
California and New York, they always talk about like from a higher position.
Show me.
Like they're intellectuals, but really they seem so ignorant.
How they say in the streets right now, let's go bang for bang. Like, brother, there's no comparison. Like, you got more people living in California in the street than in actual houses.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, I don't know if that's a statistic.
Dude, they say you go there and it's just like blocks and blocks and blocks and miles and miles and miles and people just living in the streets. You don't see that in Miami?
No, you don't see that.
You don't see that in anywhere.
You don't even see homeless in Miami.
You don't
anymore.
see it in Florida at all, bro. Like, how are you going to be talking to me about my state being a wrong place
when your house is all effed up?
Dude.
Yeah.
Come on. And then some other president that I'm not going to name the country that comes around and you start cleaning up.
But that's why I say, it's.
Come on, man. There's a lot of fishy things going on.
There's a lot of fishy things going on. Even with immigration.
With the administration that we have right now.
Even with immigration right now, like, there's so many criminals coming in that are not being checked. And those people are going to cause problems later on. Either through terrorism or through burglary or through whatever. If you are a criminal in your country, you shouldn't be here. Period. We shouldn't have this conversation. Well, I don't know about that.
I mean, if
it
you're
depends
a criminal,
on what you did.
Well, if you were judged through the system or whatever, and you were found guilty to be in jail, like, don't come here, bro. Like, this is not escape prison. Or escaping prison. This is not a place to escape prison. It
seems like the asylum is open right now, though, and everybody can come right in and do whatever they want.
Because, for example, you take a look at your family, you take a look at my family. We came here, bro. We just try to work. We just try to better ourselves every day, and we try to give our generations.
It's funny how many people in this country don't even know basic U.S. history. Like, you go in the street and ask like kids basic U.S. history. Like, what are the first 13 states? What are the stripes about? Who was the founding fathers? Who wrote the Declaration of Independence?
Right,
like stuff that's
you're supposed to know it. Yeah,
you're supposed to know, including it's in the test.
Yeah, to become
a U.S. citizen. Yeah. And the own citizens of this country
don't know it. It's crazy, man.
And that's why I go back to the beginning of the conversation. We need men to be men again, especially in this country. I remember when we came to this country in 2001, Americans were like fucking assholes. That's the perception we had. Like, you don't want to fuck with them.
You don't want to fuck with them.
They will,
Oh, fuck you up.
They'll fuck you up. Now it feels like the Americans are being laughed at.
Bro. Remember when we went to New York? What happened in New York? They were straight up making fun of white men. Like, all the jokes were directed to white men.
That's true.
In the middle of the street.
Yeah.
With like hundreds of people around just looking at it. And these white men were standing in the middle being made fun of.
Yeah.
They didn't do shit. They're like,
yeah, so he's referencing, there was like a public show where they were doing like somersaults and stuff.
George remembers. He wanted to dance.
Kind of like these like public shows that you see in Vegas, and the street performers were they're either black or Hispanic blacks.
Had to be like Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, housing.
One or two, and they were making fun of white people left and right. And it don't matter to me, because at the end of the day, if they make fun of me as being white, I'll start speaking Spanish and curse them out, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to fuck with this guy. He's Hispanic, right?"
Yeah.
But it's bullcrap. It's bullcrap, because at the end of the day, if this country were to go to a real war, we need real men.